Hey everyone, welcome back to another market closing live stream. So, the market is actually at session highs right now, and kind of exciting because the market has been pretty nervous on the potential for a shakeup at the Fed. We've also had some kind of not great numbers on consumer confidence this morning, of course, following higher inflation readings, more people quitting their jobs. A lot of lot of sort of noise, I like to say, in the market right now. Not a lot that I'd say is incredibly risky right now, but the market's really looking for any excuse to potentially show some red. In general, though, we've been buying the dip pretty regularly, or the market has been. The biggest catalyst so far has been drama over the potential of Jerome Powell getting replaced. We expected that this would be the case. Of course, it doesn't help that Elon Musk is also very almost slowly selling his shares. It's his share sales have really been almost dragged on potentially a little longer than potentially necessary, and it's sort of left Tesla in this weird position of kind of dragging down about 3% a day here when Elon sells. But you could really see the end to that momentum curve here. This is something that was also expected to happen. We've regularly talked about on the channel here how we get these pretty euphoric rallies, and they were very frequently followed by these sorts of corrections here. Now, this last one was sort of manufactured, I'd like to say, because of Elon Musk's move. But hey, you know what? No matter what the rationale is, these sorts of momentum movements tend to come to an end. So a lot of folks are taking the opportunity to pick up some more shares. I have a covered call on Tesla that today I closed, which was very nice because the stock has fallen. So I was able to get rid of my covered call, which it was a $1,200 covered call, and it was not doing too well when Tesla was at $1,200. But now, since Tesla has fallen so much, I could get rid of that at break even. I think it was even potentially a tiny little bit of profit. But point of that is, once Elon stops selling, there are expectations that potentially Tesla could continue a little bit of a run. No guarantees, of course. Sometimes it's very difficult to get momentum back once it's gone, but it's something I've been keeping an eye on in terms of potentially buying the dip. I will be getting assigned to some Tesla shares as well, since I had a sold put last week. And then, of course, when Elon sold, I'm going to be getting assigned to that. So today I sold some shares that I had, some companies that I had a little bit lower conviction in compared to Tesla. So really my barometer was, what do I have more conviction in? These new 1,000 Tesla shares that I'm getting, or around $1.2 million of miscellaneous other stocks. And that was a pretty easy calculus. I would rather have 1,000 shares of Tesla than some of these miscellaneous other stocks with random smaller positions. I think there were maybe 10 different positions that I would rather not have, and instead have those 1,000 shares of Tesla. So a little bit of shifting and cleaning up a little bit in the portfolio today, which is great. These are great times to do that, especially when your target company's down a little bit. And the big thing is, usually you want to have a target to go to when you're going to sell something. You don't usually just want to sell and then, all right, I guess now I don't know where to go. And of course, paying margin off, big priority. I'm down to 80K in margin. So works out to about 0.26%, something nice like that, something super nominal. So basically almost out of margin, which is great. And if I sell a little bit more of just one position, I'll be completely out of margin, which is good, because that way, if we do end up getting larger fear catalysts and we get some kind of larger dips, then perhaps we'll have an opportunity to go shopping on larger dips here, especially since things have been relatively euphoric lately, and I don't love chasing euphoria. So potential dip, or dips rather, could come when we start having drama again with Congress towards the beginning of December. Remember, we have a debt ceiling limit and the budget deficit. All were sort of can kick down the road to December Well, December is now 3 weeks away, which is kind of crazy to think. It's shocking, actually, how close it is. So excited about December. December is a fun month. It's also a month you should go skiing and spend time with family, vacation a little bit. But boy, oh boy, it's going to be fun. All right, so let me pin the comment here with the 41% off for the stock doc for the coupon for the program's link down below. Perfect. Got the Bloomberg terminal up. Awesome. Now, I don't believe we have any earnings to cover today. Fridays, no, we don't. Friday afternoons, usually you get next to nothing in terms of earnings, but that's okay. We've got plenty of drama that we've been covering so far. So Etsy is going wild. It's pretty crazy. So let's see what we got here. We got GGPI. It's the this one's had a lot of interest lately, up 16%. Voozy's up 15%. My goodness, Voozy. And I'm not too jazzed about Voozy myself. Sundial up 29%. That's roughly where we sat this morning, although we did dip sort of intraday. 8% on Airbnb. Look at that win right here on Airbnb. Just an absolute crush. Really good job. Yeah, that's incredible. So then we've got Etsy. Oh my gosh, Etsy up 7.46%. Also very, very incredible. Another large position of mine. I did also close some sell puts that I had. Wayfair's up about 5% today, so did close some sell puts. Got EXPI up about 4%. Beyond Meat 3.5%. PayPal finally moving a little bit from 208. Adobe, Alphabet, Pinterest, broader market pretty much green here. I mean, really what's really going down here are things from earnings like Weedmaps, Lordstown Motors, and Dutch Bro losing a little bit of momentum, coming back down about 6%. Backed Holdings, really think that's like a $15 stock. Voyager Digital, 477. Tesla is down 3.23%. Right there with Lemonade, Nikola, Beyond, Lucid, XL Fleet, Bed Bath, Southwest. These guys rotating down a little bit. Okay, let's see here. Let's see what we got in terms of headlines, how things have evolved over the last, few hours here. So this is the quits. We definitely saw the quits, 4 million, over 4 million quits. This is the highest number that we've seen in 21 years of this survey. Obviously, we expect a lot of that having to do with the COVID mandates, vaccine mandates, really pushing folks to finally make that decision and quit. Yeah, green going into the weekend, no kidding. Consumer anger about inflation can make the 1970s rerun real. Now, that's an interesting article here because they're probably going to talk about the speculation that, well, if people believe inflation is here, whether or not it actually will be, if people believe it's going to be here, then it could manifest. Let's see here. Americans are traveling more and skipping their Blue Apron meal kits. Yeah, this is another reason I'm not so excited about the at-home food companies right now. Beyond Meat, Tattooed Chef. In my opinion, this is not the time to jump on these. Do you think people are tired of eating at home, and that's going to take a while to get back to previous trend? And valuation on like Beyond and such. Some of them are a little crazy. All right. Surprisingly, not a terrible amount of news, especially since there does seem to be some drama today. Yeah, of course, beyond Elon selling shares, which he barely sold, just under 700 million shares. He's still got probably somewhere around 70% to go to fulfill his Twitter promise, which kind of scary if you think about it. Oh, well. You have a neighbor who's constantly asks people if they want if they want their Blue Apron. That's funny. Ay, ay, ay. All right. Upcoming dog food shortages. My goodness, how would you even measure that? Yeah, it probably is helpful to have a pet. That way you can track that market too. I did post a little bit of a brief review in the course member group about MYNA. Had a whole order ready to go with a big old purchase. Etsy run is crazy here. I do wonder what the catalyst for Etsy is here. I'm gonna pull up and see what potentially is up with Etsy. Okay, so no real reason other than seeing better stability. Okay, I mean, here's Needham, an analyst that pushed them as now showing potential signs of better stability. Well, good. They have a 265 buy target for it. Well, we're there. 271. Wow. All right. You know, the rotation on Shift is very interesting. Shift was up 7% this morning, and shortly after market open, it started rotating down, and now we're actually at a record low of 612 or $6.12. This is a record low for Shift. It's kind of kooky crazy, kind of sad, but yeah, record low for Shift despite a triple beat on earnings. It was crazy. Yeah, Owlet. Let's see why Owlet's moving 12.67%. Doing well. All right, individual news. Nope. No news other than the earnings from a couple days ago. So classic stock market. No, that's nuts. Cannabis doing well today. Looks like Riot Blockchain came back up towards the end of the day, and so did Marathon. That somewhat indicates that crypto has returned. Is 64,000 Bitcoin okay? I mean, nowhere near that 69,000 that we just hit, but a few days ago, but still good. Mind Medicine is one that's I found very interesting. I have not invested in anything in Mind, but it's also one that I've been paying attention to. So go out to the day chart here, and you kind of see a little bit of a bleed down here. So you're in a pretty nice place under 2, somewhere around that 230. You kind of are bouncing around the floor over here. Yeah, I think Hut 8 is running just like the other miners because it was actually Bitcoin was down more this morning when the market opened. And so I think the markets are reacting positively to potentially rotating back up. But you never know with the miners. The miners are very interesting. And then we have Rivian 5.19. It's pretty incredible. 129 here. Nice. Vuzi 15.24. Gosh, they're still talking about the Johnson and Johnson split on CNBC. It kind of shows a little bit of the boredom in the news cycle the last couple of days. That's all right. Sometimes no news is good news. It creates an opportunity for companies to move. Let's see here. Yeah, I personally don't like Vuzi, so it's not a company that I'm going to invest in. Maybe they'll get better. Who knows? Anyway, Tesla's down about 2.75. Lucid 2.5. Peloton and Lemonade also about 2.5 to 2.7 down. Affirm's down about 1.88. Better than what we saw in some portions of the pre-market. Thanks. I see the call out here on Polestar. I know Polestar, there's been a lot of excitement for today. So far, just not. I've had a lot of trouble being very excited about the other auto manufacturers, just because I have a concern that the vast majority of them are going to go bankrupt. So I'm not highly enthused to deep dive into or to invest deep rather in a lot of the other electric vehicle makers. I think Tesla is still a phenomenal opportunity. It's kind of crazy to think about. Yeah. All right. So let's see what we have over here. What are they complaining about? Let's see.
To be correct. I mean, do I buy it? Absolutely. J&J, Mike can speak to this. It's not an expensive stock given a market multiple where it probably should be. And that consumer products business has been a monster. I think they're probably doing this because these companies independently can be a bit more nimble, running themselves by themselves as opposed to sort of the J&J umbrella. So absolutely, especially given the fact that this was $179 stock, I think, in mid-August.
Guy, I thought you were going to say that Fast Money was spun off into its own show, and then the valuation has really flourished since then. Is that what you meant?
I teed you up for that.
Also, take a look at Upstart. Upstart, is it up today? It is actually up today. It's up about 6.67, but it really gives you an idea here of how the momentum has slowed on Upstart. Very similar almost to sort of a Tesla curve, right? You have this incredible curve followed by a downside. And you're always going to have that. What goes up must come down to reasonableness. No, the goal is that up is still trend line positive, right? AMC, $40 even. Apple, $135. And Vitae, AMD. Okay. Let me see here. There's Tesla. I'm always curious about the options for Tesla. I might wheel the shares I just got assigned or am getting assigned today. Might make sense. But in the meantime, I'm going to take a look at a little bit more top news. Let's see what we got here. Stock gains. Okay, let's see here. New York Fed unveils first tapered Treasury purchase schedule. Nice. I wonder when it is. Let's see when the first... oh, yeah, here it is. Okay. New York Fed released a purchase schedule for Treasury securities that came out of the central bank's November 3rd instruction to slow monthly purchases to $70 billion a month from $80 billion a month. That's from Treasuries. And then they sort of just list the current amount. They're going to buy like about $11 billion for 0 to 2.5, 0 to 2.25 years. And they kind of go down the scale of where they're buying these. Gosh, so imagine trading in billions of dollars. Ay. All right. Cloudflare, 205 again. Let's go. It's awesome. ChargePoint, wow. Remember buying this at 17. I took some profits already, but it's so incredible to see it go from 17 to now 27. That's great. I've also taken some profits on Voyager Digital, although I still have a good chunk of Voyager Digital. And yeah, if I didn't say it yet, I did want to invest in Maya, but I didn't end up doing it. Reason for that, but I will probably make a separate video on that to explain it. But anyway, yeah, this is Voyager Digital. It's had a pretty incredible run here, and it's been consolidating the last about 3 days here. 3 minutes to the market close, and yes, thank you so much, Actualized Trader, for saying that you love being part of the group. I appreciate that. That's awesome. Wetaverse says, get your Tesla shares now for a 3.5% discount or 3% discount while supplies last. Oh, don't worry, Elon will bring you more supplies. All right, let's listen to Sarah here. What you got, Sarah? Wrapping us up for the
first time in 7 months. Meantime, Wedbush downgrading NVIDIA to neutral on valuation concerns. The firm's still bullish on the long term. This has created a lot of chatter. The NVIDIA call, pretty controversial. Interesting, Guy, the stock is flat. It's had a tremendous, another leg run up on top of its already moonshot action. What do you make of the call?
Ooh, by the way, Bannon was just indicted for contempt of Congress.
Their earlier price target was $220. I mean, this was a $220 stock a month ago, and this moved higher. I mean, it's rallied. I mean, look at this move. It's rallied 50-something% in a little over a month. What do I make of the call? Well, I think it's somewhat timely ahead of earnings. I think they report on the 17th. Don't at me if I'm wrong.
That is true. It's the 17th for NVIDIA. And honestly, I'm in cash raise mode. I'm looking at my portfolio regularly. I'm trying to take what's up, Ralph from Chandler. Looking at my portfolio regularly. I'm looking at some things that I'm not highly enthused at compared to other things that I feel much more confident in, and I'm willing to trim, and so I have been. That is why I am now essentially at zero margin, and just a little bit more to go, but 80K. It's a small portion of the portfolio. Yeah, but yeah, I'm really gearing up for potential buying season again the next time we have some real drama. But until we get some real drama, I'm not like jumping up and down to try to get in at some of the prices that we have now. I'd like to see some more opportunities. PayPal, by the way, is still one that I think is an opportunity. I actually think it's more of an opportunity than Square at these valuations. And so I'm tempted, and I've been tempted, and I have sold puts here, but I'm tempted to buy shares of PayPal, or potentially maybe even just sell some more puts at these lowers and then sort of average down. See, if I sold some puts, 210 for December, I'm getting about 5%. Yeah, maybe a little less. But anyway, let's listen to the bell.
So that did not derail stocks very much. As far as the other action out there, the dollar is a little bit weaker today. Treasury yields are a little bit firmer, 157 on your yield. There goes the bell. All four major averages closing in the green for the day. The Dow up 0.5%, S&P up 0.75%, and the Nasdaq up a full percent. Still there, still down for the week.
All right, good. So there's the close. We are up 0.5% on the Dow, a 0.72% on the S&P 500. Nasdaq up a full 1%, and the Russell's up 0.11. This is great. I mean, it's a solid green day here in the markets. Not all stocks doing exceptionally well individually, but overall, nice positivity here in the market. Now that the market is closed, I do wonder if Jerome Powell is going to hear the news from Joe Biden. We shall see. Treasury yields maintained mostly stability here, sitting at 1.57. That's not bad with the taper now happening, and this latest inflation print, which could potentially accelerate the taper schedule. MP Material up another 8.72%. Big Digital up at $1.50 now. My goodness. You've got Vuzi at 15.9% in the day. Cannabis stocks coming back today, like Aurora Cannabis and Canopy Growth. Roblox up 9.58% at 107. Pretty incredible. Airbnb up almost 8% at 206. Etsy 7.42%. Really on virtually no news. So it's kind of incredible. Golly, I mean, these have just been on a tear. Etsy, Enphase, Affirm, Tesla, even though they might be off some of their crazy highs, except for Etsy and Enphase, those are at all-time highs. Affirm is off its crazy highs a little bit here, sitting at about 148 right now. Still doing exceptionally well. Same thing with Tesla. Tesla being over 1,000. Oh my gosh, it's been incredible. And I really appreciated the run that we did have, because I took a lot of profits on my options. And I regularly say, if you get into options trading, it's important that you take profits when you can. Don't let these things sit around forever. And I'm very grateful of that. So I was able to take advantage of the run. And hey, now if I can pick up some more shares at a discount, we're going to do that. So I am, again, getting assigned 1,000 shares today. And quite frankly, if Tesla falls under 1,000, I might just buy 1,000 more. So far, anytime I do fundamental analysis, especially comparing something like a Square to Tesla, I'm just continuously blown away by how easy Tesla is to value relative to some of these other companies. And so it continues to be a reason why I'm willing to have Tesla shares over other shares. Sometimes I know that sounds overly bullish, but I'm just being transparent. I mean, when you do the numbers, they're just beautiful. All right, so Shopify, 11.79%. Wow, that's actually bullish for Affirm right there when you get good movements in Shopify. Remember that Affirm does Shop Pay. It's kind of cool. Yeah, they do all the Shop Pay. Such incredible partnerships. That's what you're paying for, is those partnerships. Everybody wants to work with Affirm. ChargePoint 4.4%, DocuSign almost 4% today, EXPI 3.6%, PayPal 3%, finally coming back up to life a little bit. Robinhood up 3.5%. Woo! So Dutch Bros 6% to the downside, Tattooed Chef 4.35 to the downside, Lemonade and Tesla both down just under 3%, along with Palantir down about 2.57%. Affirm was down 1.87% on the day. And that's despite being up earlier, which was also kind of interesting. Macy's 1.39. And no earnings today. Dave & Buster's sitting at $38. Okay. All right. Let's answer questions for a little bit, because right now I don't see a whole lot of news. And we're kind of on standby. So what do we got here? Polestar for 1030, good for you. Do you think news has reached a solid support level? I have no idea what NUZ is, honestly. Shift way down for no reason, couldn't agree more. Yeah, it's pretty stupid. Elon did you dirty. I know, like the day I sold puts, Elon, or like the very next day on the Saturday, Elon's like, by the way, I'm a dump shares. And I'm like, oh no. It's okay. I mean, that sometimes happens when you short-term trade, right? It's just there's nothing you could do. There's no way you could predict something like that. The charts do not tell you Elon's about to sell. So pretty incredible. I still believe in Cardano long. Right now, I'm actually more in Bitcoin. There was a brief transition a couple weeks ago, and so I still have to clean up my crypto portfolio. But if you look at my portfolio video, you'll see that I like the idea of a potential PayPal reversal. I really do like that idea, and I support it. I didn't see the news on Shift. Let me see what the news is on Shift. I didn't see any news beyond earnings, but that's old news. New, yeah, no, I just see beats. Although here's an 8K. What's the 8K? Maybe that's the news. Yeah, I believe that Affirm has the potential to do very well this holiday season. I think the time to sell Affirm is honestly like right before the end of the year, like January 1st or something like that, if you were going to sell it. Because I do think there's a possibility that right now there's some negativity built in for consumer spending in the holiday season. And I think markets are going to be pleasantly surprised with how much folks are willing to spend, which I actually think is going to be good for Square and some of the other companies. Even though I trimmed a little bit of Square today, I did so mostly to not be in margin. I don't particularly see a news here on Shift. Polestar, I'll do a video on Polestar. We'll do a video on that. Okay. Let's see after hours here. After hours here, Polestar is actually still up about 2 or 3%. And DWAC warrants down about 3. Dave & Buster's down 1. Zoom videos at 253. Gosh, remember when that ran to like 450? Well, it was crazy. 450 or 480 or something like that. It was nuts. Tesla split at 15. I think so. I did order Vuzi glasses and I returned them because they weren't that great. I felt bad, but yeah. They were a little annoying. Okay. I mean, that's all I have today. I know that's a little bit shorter, but there's not horribly much to talk about. So I'm going to continue to hunt for opportunities. Thanks so much for being here, folks, and see you in the next one.